Good evening, everyone. For this evening, I will be discussing about the Liberty by Lincoln's or Abraham Lincoln. I put under the Liberty about the Lincoln speeches and ideas. Next, we'll have we will have his background. Abraham Lincoln, by name Honest A, the real splitter or the great emancipator, born February 12, 1809, near Hodgeville, Kentucky, US. Died April 15, 1865, Washington, D.C. 16th President of the United States, 1861 to 65. Who preserved the Union during the American Civil War and both brought about the emancipation of enslaved people in the United States. Next, about his background. Lincoln continues to have a unique appeal for his fellow countrymen and also for people of other lands. This charm derives from his remarkable life because the story derives from humble origins, the dramatic death, and from his distinctively human and humane personality as well as from his historical role as savior of the Union and the emancipator of enslaved people. We'll go now to his first inaugural. March 4, March 4, 1861, he said that the North would not invade the South but it would defend federal property. So property in the South. He said that the North would not invade the South but it would defend federal property in the South. By that, um Southerners and Northerners were friends and brothers, but they are not enemies because he did not want to. Because for me, based on what I have understood about my report, mm, he did not want to abolish slavery because those who deny freedom, those who deny freedom to others, it deserve it is not deserved from themselves because under it is under a just God cannot long retain it. Because in my own perspective as a future educator, it is that slavery is wrong for me because it is morally and politically. I desire that it should be no further spread in this United States, and I should not object if should gradually terminate in the whole Union. Gettysburg Address. November 19, 1861. Took place the dedication of a cemetery for 3,500 men who died at the Battle of Gettysburg. By that, they also the it is declared that the nation was founded on the proposition that all men are created equal. It was said that all men are created equal because they did not intend to mean it that individually equality, because rather what they was declared or what they are declared was the American colonists, because of the people of the same right to self-government as the other nations. We go now to the second inaugural. 1865, a reflection of the past 4 years and the war. These ideas about slavery and liberty had changed. Why? Because it was said that the war was about slavery. So under that, it is that the equality of enslaved Americans must be recognized. Why? Why? Why is it important that we should recognize it? So for me, so it was delivered at the national capitol that March 4, 1865, words long, because Lincoln's second inaugural address took only 6 or 7 minutes to deliver. So it is very fast to deliver. Yet it contains many of the most memorable phrases in American political because obligatory or the oratory, because for me this second inaugural is make the people catch catch the attention, because he has a meaningful words and also his own reflection. So Lincoln's ideas. So the union should be preserved at any cost. So the South should not be allowed to secede. Government. So we'll go now to the government. So democracy was the best form of government and it was worth defending. Why? Because during his time in office, um he oversaw that the American Civil War is also abolish slavery. Why? Because it is fundamentally changed the rule of the federal government in the American life in politics in the government under of Abraham Lincoln's. So liberty, individuals' freedoms must be defended and protected. Yes, it is true. So equality, he believed that all men were created equal. Yes, I also agree with that statement. So we'll go now to the slavery. I think this will be the last slide. So slavery. Never liked slavery. His ideas changed over the course of the war. Beginning of the war, North should not be free the slaves. So the slaves will not be free. End of the war, North should fight to end slavery. So I have my own statement about slavery, equality, and liberty. So by that, by that, by that three, for me, Lincoln believed that the American democracy meant equal rights. So they have all equal. Why? Because they have very equal rights and also the equality of opportunity. But he also drew a line between the basic natural rights, such as a freedom from slavery, and also a political and civil rights, like also a voting. Yes, I also agree with that, because he believed it was up to the states to decide who should exercise these rights. So, good evening once again, and thank you for listening about my report. Good night. Thank you.